When I think of you and Safan, I think of like Globetrotters. You always seem to be in these different training locations, sometimes exotic training locations. Like, where, how do you choose? I guess to start with, where are you based and where is she based?
Yeah, so I mean, well, we have the same lifestyle. We're basically a team at this point. I mean, we just go everywhere together. Um, Sifan doesn't own her home, and I don't own a home. I don't rent a place anywhere. Ever since COVID, I noticed that we were in Portland for a couple of years, and then we realized that we were paying rent the whole year, and then we were only there for 1 2 months, maximum. We'd only stop there and do things. And then so when COVID happened, Sifan couldn't go to the embassy. Her visa ran out to the US. And so we were forced to train outside the US. And so then at that point we went to Namibia, and we took full advantage of, trying to explore everywhere we could. We went to Tenerife. We went to Eton, Kenya, right before she finally was able to get a visa back to the US. Um, and so right now I'd say our base is Park City. So we're where we are at right now. And the only reason I would say that is because we're here probably 4 5 6 months. And before every big race buildup, we've always been in Park City. This is where my home is. So I'm from Utah. My family lives like an hour away from Park City. So when I come here, I feel like I have all the resources I need. I have, a lot of friends who I've met over the years from college, and, physios and doctors and whoever we need to talk to. Whenever we have a problem, I can always, if Sifan needs to go somewhere and I have to go somewhere else, and I can, ask someone for a favor to bring her. But well, I mean, we're together all the time, except for maybe 1 or 2 months a year, when she goes back and visits her family. So she's got a really harsh lifestyle as well as I do. We're training almost the whole year, and only very, very short amount of time for rest.
How do you choose where to go for training camps? Like, what's the most interesting place you've been?
So I mentioned earlier that Sifan and I both get bored really easily. I think both of us have you have to try new things in order to keep training interesting. And so we've tried to go as many places as possible. And if it were up to me, I would probably try every altitude camp possible. Like I was looking up Crested Butte in Colorado yesterday, because I've never heard of that, but I'm always like trying to look up new altitude training places because I just love discovering new trails and finding new places to train. So like when we went to in every place we went to, there's always up and downs. And I kind of want to figure out where is the best place to train. We've had the best results in Park City. So that's obviously why we keep coming back here, because in the summer we have those extreme temperatures, and we also have the altitude. We're sleeping at 2,500 meters. I think that's 8,000 something feet. And when we go to Ethiopia during the winter, that's probably like December, January, February, we have a pretty, now we kind of have the same cycle. I think my favorite places to train, like St. Moritz is really good, but I think Sifan is starting to worry too much about staying in the high altitude. She thinks that 6,000 feet is not enough anymore. And so I'm trying to convince her that, she doesn't have to be, above 8,000 feet all the time. The last few years, we've been like almost exclusively in places that are like 8,000 feet and higher, at least when we're sleeping.
What about Namibia? Do they have mountains there? I thought that country is just desert. Like, what was that like?
Oh yeah, so Namibia was super cool. I would actually recommend people go there. I felt when we got there, I felt like I was someplace in Europe. It was just really kind of strange, because a lot of like how the town was set up, and they have like several malls, and the food quality was amazing. They would import all the stuff from South Africa, I believe. But it literally is just flat desert. And the reason we ended up going there is because the Dutch triathlon team um, was going there for their training, and the altitude is like you can sleep in a place that's above 6,000 feet. And it was really interesting. And Sifan and I both love really hot weather. Both of us just like being in hot places. And so we tried that out, but then like Sifon's like, yeah, I'm probably never going back there again. But I would actually say for other people, I would love to go back there. I think it's a great training camp. It's just, you run on soft surfaces. The hotel that most athletes stay at is really nice. It's got a pool. They have hella animals there. There's spiders and all these crazy things that climb in your room. So that's the one thing I don't miss about that place.
But, oh yeah, no, don't like the spiders either.
They're huge.